Hello there, welcome back to Tunis and the Sons of Carthage. Last time I was pretty sure that I would be able to attack Castile, but France became defender of faith. They were douchebags. And the funniest part here is also that I had a pretty decent heir, I had a pretty decent regency council, and then the Sultan here went full dictator, killed the heir, got rid of the regency council and took over, even though he's far crappier than what I would have gotten. Everything considered, and we have a decent heir now, but this guy's probably going to live forever just for the fun of it. Anyways, I guess the plan now, with everything being as it is another war against the Mamluks. So I'll just continue fabricating claims here. We'll see what we can do, because again here, not too much I can do at this stage. Fabricating claims is basically it. So we'll sit back and see if we can make this work or not. Well, Aragon did in fact get integrated. So funnily enough, we completed our mission right against Castile due to the tag change, which is hilarious. We also lost an advisor to the, well, change. Now the funny part here is, if I declare on Castile itself, France will not bother actually joining in. And if we check military-wise, for power and etc., Spain currently has 61,000 units. Currently, I have no idea if they're actually going to. No, they will be enforcing 61,000 units. Now, the funny part here is that Spain actually inherited a claim on France, Vizcaya, to be perfectly honest. And I'm a little bit unsure here if I offer or create. Apparently, I can't create one. Of alliance, support independence, form coalition against. I'm a little bit unsure if I form a coalition against them that France might actually join. I would presume they might, but I don't think so. So I think for the time being what we'll do is still just bide our time, see if we can get ourselves into a position where hunt down the privateers, so they're being douchebags. Now I'm actually forgotten a very important thing to do here. Now the funny thing is, you can actually issue embargoes for no cost or no harm or whatever against the nations that, well, you're rivaling. And issuing said embargo, I can't actually remember who my rivals are. Portugal, of course. Issuing the embargo actually improves your, as you can see here, you get a little bit of power projection from that, so that is one of a useful thing to get a little bit extra. But again, I'm a little bit unsure how I want to handle Spain at the current stage. They don't have as many troops as they did have, and I'm a little bit unsure in terms of how strong their fleet is. If I can catch their fleet, for instance, right here, that could potentially put me in a good position. There's still a lot of time though before we end up in a potential war scenario. So what I'm actually going to do here is build 3 more cogs, because we do use still use the 15 or 12,000 man army. We only have 9 cogs currently in commission. The fleet is mothball, which means basically it's I'm paying 0 maintenance for that, and as you can see, it's actually losing durability due to said mothballing, but it won't be destroyed even if it reaches 0 due to the fact that it's in harbour. But basically here, what I think what we will probably do is, as you can see, they actually have a privateer fleet here, pirates. But as I'm saying here, I think if we were to declare war now, that I could definitely benefit from this. Blockade ports. Blocking as many ports as possible. That's kind of an interesting one that we might actually be able to use. But I think that if we are to declare war on Spain here, what we are going to have to do is get this fleet back in commission, which means it's going to be quite expensive on my budget, and of course once my arm maintenance goes up as well, it's going to be even more expensive. So we're going to fire our army guy here and replace him with someone who's a little bit cheaper to use. And again here, I'm kind of planning this from once there's actually a fleet right outside of my my area, then we're going to declare war. I'm kind of tired of just sitting around, more or less, and I'm going to take a gamble here. Let's face it, we and the Ottomans can probably defeat them, but it's still going to be a hard and awkward battle, if you will, especially considering that they do have most likely naval prowess over us. But if I can find their cogs and destroy them early, then we'll probably be able to pull something off here. But yeah, it could become really interesting. There's no troops on Sardinia, which is what we want. There doesn't seem to be any troops, or at least not many troops, in Italy. They have 20,000 troops here. How many do they still have? They still have 61,000. So again, what I'm actually thinking is that if we can drag them, or drag this war out, we can most likely benefit from it. But unfortunately, I would have presumed now that if I declare war, well, the Ottomans are actually willing to join, but they are still fighting another war. I'm a little bit unsure if they'll actually divert any forces to help me out here, but they might. So again, the plan is to wait until one of the Spanish fleets are actually right outside here, so I can declare war more or less right now, and that should actually do it. So let's go ahead. We'll try here a war against Spain. Let's face it, it's potentially a really horrible war, but it could work out to my advantage. So we'll declare war here. We'll destroy that tiny little puny fleet. Now, fleet-wise, we actually have superiority. We have a harsh superiority thanks to the Ottomans. So again, here, if I can use this to my advantage, we should be able to pull off a rather strong / safe victory here, provided of course that I can keep the Spanish and everyone outside of my lands. Now, they do have 21 transport ships the Spaniards have alone. So if I patrol this area, I should be able to catch... You gotta be shitting me here. If Portugal joins, I'm going to be livid. Doesn't seem like it. But anyways, as I was saying here, if I can... Yeah, right there. Come on, get there in time. We got there in time. Now it's just... Yeah, Portugal actually did join in, which is, again, kind of annoying. Not much I could do about that, to be perfectly honest. And we're also going to upgrade our diplomacy tech here. Again, basic financial instruments at level 5. Trade efficiency has been increased by 10%. Why I don't like Portugal joining is because they do have a decent amount of ships, and apparently also they have a colonial nation. But again, here, as you can see here, if I can just keep this going, boom, no more Spanish ships. I have advantage. I have Ottomans in Milan. There's a 22,000 Spanish army here. But all in all, what I can probably get from this war is potentially the Baleares, the Palermo, Messina, Malta. If I can just keep them at bay, then we'll definitely have a fighting chance of pulling this off. So in order to supply or help my chance a little bit here, especially considering that the Portuguese Navy has also joined, I'll be improving my fleet a little bit. I'll also have it parked, if you will, in Tangiers to well, upgrade it, if you will. I think also I can allow myself to drop the armor maintenance. The armor is just going to be used for sieging at this stage. I don't think there's any transport fleets in the area here that I need to be concerned about that would be big enough to transport the, well, armies in question. As you can see, Provence has 2, Portugal has 10, Caribas has 3. So I don't have any worries about them transporting troops, at least not at this stage, which means that I should probably pop this army down in the Baleares, which is kind of an interesting one. So yeah, we're going to actually do that. We're going to drop this army in the Baleares rather rapidly, and that should again put us in a rather comfortable position, especially if you consider the fact Tafilalt and Fez has 20,000 troops that they can use to stop any small invading force that lands in my lands. All in all, we are currently in a, again, rather decent position. We're going to send them away again. The morale boost would be nice here, but it's not life or death situation, if you will. So hopefully here we will be able to keep winning by defeating their navies in battle, of course. So that is not something that we like. I need to stop that Portuguese navy, because it's definitely, yeah, as you can see, they do actually carry some troops. But again here, if I can just keep on destroying their transports, then we can definitely, first and foremost, I guess I'll fight that conversion. As I said here, if I can just keep on fighting their fleets, they'll not be able to do anything that's harmful to me, and I'll just keep on driving up their war exhaustion in the long run, which is what we're after here. And it's going to be kind of hard, but if I can destroy all the fleets in this area, I can just drop a really small one here, and then we can siege Messina, Palermo, and Malta too, and boom, we suddenly have given the Castilians a kick in the nuts, if you will. And as you can see here, this fleet is actually rather adept, because we do actually have ideas, national ideas, as far as I can remember, that's actually focused on navy, although it's just force limits at this stage. You get, as you can see here, privateer efficiency, Italian navy tradition, we get galley combat ability, and ship cost minus 10%, which means that my fleet is actually cheaper to use than the Castilians. So I think what we actually have to do here is, Spaniards, but again, I think what we're going to keep doing here is just keeping them out of my land and take the area here. If I'm lucky, the Ottomans might actually be able to completely destroy the army that's currently in southern Italy, and then we can make some moves from there. But I think we're going to try and piece out Milan. Milan is usually someone who can become dangerous, but apparently they are not willing to piece out just yet. We have won the siege of Sardinia, which is again the important cornerstone for this war, and I think I'm going to drop these guys off on Malta, because that is basically the best place to put them at this stage. And this Ottoman army, what I'm actually pretty confident about, is it will go down into Italy, provided that I piece out Milan. So we're looking pretty good here. I'm really relying a little bit too much on the Ottomans though, so might have to fix that in the near future. But for the time being, we'll just wait things out. We are doing rather well. We're also going to upgrade our military here. Military attack 10, Erita. The maneuver value of my units have been increased by 25%. We can now get some better cannons and cavalry. So with that said, why not just upgrade right now? The reason being simple, we are in pretty decent positions. The islands are secure. There's no way for our enemies to actually drop any troops there. And all in all here, by basically just dragging this war out, I'll most likely be able to win. And the funny thing here is I'm actually getting a lot more money than I did before. So yeah, this could probably lead to a victory for me, provided that I can keep their transport ships on the bottom of the sea. The war extortion will keep on going down, of course, and best case scenario, Naples will break free, and everyone will live happily ever after. But for the time being, we're going to build a 5 bark fleet. This one will serve a very important purpose. The 5 barks that I'm currently building will be used for the blockade of the Strait of Messina, so we can siege Messina and Palermo and bring the war exhaustion even further up. So for the time being, we'll just wait this out and we'll see how it pans out. There we go. Sorry about that if I clicked it out a little bit soon. Malva in India is currently experiencing some difficulties. Nothing for us to be concerned about. But as you can see here, we now have that 5 ship fleet currently blocking the strait as we wanted to, and of course that is rather useful. The funny thing is, I think that if I put my army in Calabria, we might actually be able to beat the Spaniards back, which would be hilarious no matter how we look at it. And I might actually go for that. Now again, I want Milan out of this because I want the Ottomans to focus on the Italian side of everything. But as you can see, at length of war, Milanese army strength, they do not like the concept of having to give up early. So again, for the time being, we'll just block the strait, and this should in turn be a victory on our side. The Ottomans are currently fighting a Milan Portuguese fleet. Portugal actually probably do get military access through France here, so that is probably why. But again, I think that if we can just keep on going as we are now, most likely France will take their opportunity to have a peace at Spain. Spain is slowly but surely getting higher war exhaustion, same with Portugal, Milan and everyone. So it could definitely again turn out in my favour here. I'm going to drop the second 12,000 men here in Messina, and well, if I can take these 4 provinces in this war, that would actually be wonderful, or 5. But I doubt I'll get all 5 of them, probably just 1 or 2. But of course, it would be a huge help in everything, considering that we then do know that we can beat Spain. And also again, I'm kind of trying here to get everyone else to want to attack Spain, but so far it hasn't actually worked out to my advantage. I definitely need Milan out of this, because this army is kind of dangerous, all things considered. So let's see if Milan is willing now to... I'm actually offering to concede defeat against Milan here. Now, some of you might argue that this is stupid, and it actually is, all things considered. If I peace out against Milan, then, well, what's going to happen is that the Ottomans don't have any claim up here, do they? No. What is going to happen is that my army is going to be, or the Ottoman army is going to be exiled, and these guys are not. Funnily enough, it could actually benefit me, provided that I do siege these first, so I might go for a white peace after sieging these islands, because of the fact that the Ottomans might decide to go down there, which would be hilarious. But we'll wait and see. Anyways, this is the end of this episode. We're currently having sea superiority against Castile. I have no idea why I call them Castile yet. They're Spain. I should renounce them or announce them as Spain. But anyways, it doesn't matter. We have made some leaps and bounds here. This is something I do not like. As you can see, the Milanese army is actually part of that battle. So I'm a little bit unsure here. But if I do this and give them a golden coin, they did not like that golden coin. Current peace offer -2. Offer. Clear. I'm offering you a coin. You don't like that coin. Well, tough luck. I think I'll actually... Before we end it, let's just see how this battle actually goes. The Ottomans are actually winning, morale-wise at least, and they're inflicting some rather big casualties. Wow, I should not give up at all. Good. Anyways, as I was saying, this is the end of this episode. Sorry for dragging it out. Feel free to comment any praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.